All right, guys. So today's case, a woman scorned. What's that saying? There's nothing worse than a...
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Right? Okay. So this is where that saying came from, is a story like this.
The question is...
A 14-year-long relationship that ends in murder. So the question is, was she scorned? Was she justifiably angry? Or was she trapped in her own delusion?
Which was it? Stick around and find out.
Hi, guys!
Hey!
Welcome to Two Peas in a Crime Pod. That's us. We're the Two Peas.
This is the Crime Pod.
And this is the Crime Case Place. Welcome. If you're if you are a first timer, hi there. Like and subscribe. We're a really good time. If you're joining us again, sup fam. Welcome back. This is my mom, Kelly.
Hi.
And she does all the work. She's the case planner, case prepper, show maker.
Welcome to the gun show.
This is the big guns. Big guns Kelly over here. Yep.
This is my wonderful daughter, Courtney. She is lovely and talented and multifaceted.
Isn't she silly?
She's the life of the podcast. She comes in knowing nothing we're talking about. And
unless it's about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Unless it's a case she knows about.
Knowing everything that
she comes in fully loaded.
Mom's about to
watch out.
Say. I got straight opinions.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I don't think she's going to know today's case.
No.
But I don't think so.
Okay.
It's older. But yeah, so she just comments live and with her wit and her charm and her knowledge.
Sometimes I'll crack my knuckles into the mic.
Dropping knowledge like Galileo dropped an orange.
Dropping knowledge like Galileo dropped an orange. Beastie Boys. I knew what you were saying.
I know you did. Of course you did.
So, yeah, I'm excited to hear this case today. I love when, I don't know, sometimes it is fun when I know them and I'm like, oh, I know a detail about this or...
yeah, I really enjoyed the last case with Jeffrey Dahmer and she knew about it and she has so much to add to what I already had researched. She had things that I didn't even know about.
Yeah, so sometimes like that's fun for me, but it is really fun for me when I'm hearing it like you guys for the first time and I'm because I like a challenge. So I like when my brain's able to go like, what's going to happen? Why would we do this? Why would the cops do it this way? Who could have done it? I love when my brain is like racing with ideas.
Okay.
So,
well, this is not a whodunit. It's pretty straightforward. So it's going to be less, but you'll have lots of commentary, I believe.
Always.
Even still.
I always have
it's an interesting case.
Even when I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you can bet I'm going to have something to say. That's why this jaw's so cut. This is my strongest muscle.
I noticed you've been wearing some sweatshirts in my ice cold ice box of a basement.
I am freezing. It is wintertime here in Ohio.
And it's an ice box in my house because I am menopausing, which means hot flashes.
Yes. The kids didn't even have school a day this week because it was so cold. It was literally like so cold degrees. That they had to close the school. If you're from an area that's not like that, you're like, what? Yes, it gets so cold here that it was negative degrees and they had to close the school because they couldn't keep the kids warm enough to learn. So my kids were excited.
Oh, heck yeah.
They love a snow day, even though it wasn't because of snow, but still. So yeah, it's freezing cold, and I
kept the gold blanket down here for you.
I haven't needed it. I'm trying not to use it unless
There's no bugs in it.
Need it. Here, let me feel my hands. How cold are your hands compared to mine?
Oh, your hands the same.
Your hands are warm.
You were tucked. I'm down here and because yesterday they are cold.
Yesterday I was doing homework at home, and it was so cold I almost had to put gloves on to do my typing because my hands were exposed and I couldn't hide them, and I was freezing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they turned white. Yeah, it's so cold. So. Yeah, I'm just wearing all of my comfiest, warmest clothes down here in your cold ass basement.
Yeah, and I could wear a tank and be happy.
Yeah, no.
With shorts.
No, my feet are cold right now. I'm going to tuck them underneath of you like this.
Okay. Go ahead with your cutie socks.
Thank you, my Argyle socks. Fancy. Oh, you fancy, huh? All right, tell me about this case, Mom.
Fancy.
Lizzle says, "Can't you taste these scones?" I said, "What was that?" My best friend. She was like, "Can't you taste these scones?" And I was like, "Why would that be what they're saying?" And she was like, "Fancy people eat scones." And I was like,
they do, Lizzle. They do.
"You're not wrong, I guess, but can't you taste this gold?"
They drink their tea like this.
Yes, she's just thinking like British, "I'm so fancy. Can't you taste these scones?"
Come by for some tea and scones.
Listen, Iggy Azalea is from Australia, not Great Britain. Okay. And one time, we were talking about Iggy Azalea, and she said she was from somewhere. It was something like Boston or something like that. And she was like, "Well, she's from Boston." And I was like, "No, she's not. She's Australian." And she was like, "Listen to her sing." And I was like, listening, that's an Australian accent. And Maddie like fell out of her chair. She had no fucking idea.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, this is me keeping my friends in the know.
Oh, that's great.
Anyways, let's talk about crime.
All right, let's talk about crime. You want to hear about the case today?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have you heard of Jean Harris?
Gene Simmons?
No, that's a G. This is Jean. It's a woman.
Jean
Harris.
No,
okay. Well, I started this really weird on here, but I don't know why I started like in the middle.
It's your script, bitch.
It is my script. I don't know what I was thinking. The players.
This is what happens when we're up all night long. We get 3 a.m., the witching hour. The scripts they get interesting.
Well, Jean Harris, she was 57 at the time of the crime. Highly educated, very disciplined, and very socially respected.
Okay.
She was the headmistress of the Madeira School, which was an elite private girls' school in Virginia. So you can imagine the pressure on her. I'm just thinking of School of Rock and how, the principal
and that kind
there.
of pressure has turned me into something that I never wanted to be.
Yeah. What's her name? Joan
Cusack.
Yeah, she was great. So
yes. Horace Prep. Horace Green Prep. Isn't that what they call that school? Yes.
I just think of a woman with her shirt buttoned all the way up to here and, very proper and socially respected. And
yeah, you're not wrong. I'm picturing Joan Cusack now. Yes.
She was known publicly as composed, proper, and emotionally reserved. She was married to Dr. Herman Tarnauer. Have you heard of him?
No.
Why are you laughing?
It reminds me, when you said emotionally reserved, it reminds me in School of Rock when she's yelling at the little girl. Well, she's like talking at her and she goes,
right.
"Do you want a hug?" And she goes, "No, I'll be good." She even tries to be emotional. People are like, "No, that's actually scarier."
Yes.
So anyways, this woman,
that's the picture I have of her.
Yes. Jean was married to a doctor. What was his name?
Dr. Herman Tarnauer. Actually pretty famous back in the day.
Right. Herman. Right. Hermie. Of course.
All right. Well, he was 69 at the time of the crime. He was a renowned New York cardiologist.
Okay.
Big time guy. He was the co-author of a book called The Complete Scarsdale Medical Diet. Have you ever heard of that? The Scarsdale diet? A lot of controversy over the diet.
No, is it something that you made me try at one point in my life?
No.
Oh, okay. What kind of diet is it?
Well, I'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay.
It's later on in the script,
we'll get to it.
It was controversial and new and upcoming, put it that way, at the time. I had never actually heard of it until I researched this. And I was like, oh, wow. So.
Okay.
All right. So he was wealthy, charismatic, controlling, and notoriously unfaithful.
This motherfucker.
Exactly. So Harrison Tarnauer, I can say his name. Tarnauer began a romantic.
For you to say. Go ahead.
They began a romantic relationship. We're so silly right now.
We are. We're in a silly-ish mood. I'm just thinking about School of Rock and.
Me too. They began a romantic relationship in the early 60s, and it lasted almost 14 years.
Okay.
The relationship was deeply unequal, if you can't tell by how I described both of them.
Right.
Tarnower maintained multiple simultaneous affairs. This guy just can't get enough.
Busy guy.
And Harris was emotionally dependent, loyal, and repeatedly humiliated. So, Joy. Tarnower frequently actually broke up with her and then would pull her back. It's like he took pleasure from it. The fact that he could control her and kind of just, she was so devoted to him.
Right.
So he publicly flaunted younger women, but would cruelly dictate when she could visit, call, or see him.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so he's just a wonderful person to be in love with.
I wish she would have loved herself more.
Exactly. Harris wrote hundreds of anguished letters exhibited signs of depression, obsession, and emotional exhaustion. She sought therapy multiple times, actually. And friends would later testify that Jean appeared trapped in a cycle of rejection and hope.
Okay.
So there was a final straw. It happened in 1980. Tarnower had begun a serious relationship with a much younger woman, and Jean learned that she was being systematically replaced. However, Tarnower actually refused to fully end the relationship, but he withdrew his affection.
Right.
So why would you do that? He's just enjoying it.
Because he's getting attention. It's about attention,
He's still getting supply from her?
He's getting energy from her because when he sees that he still causes her upset or unrest, then he knows he's still got her hooked just a little.
Which is so infuriating because this is a woman, they weren't married. They just were in a relationship for 14 years, on and off again. That she was in for 14 years.
She has some culpability in here. Like, you're not a little girl anymore. You're a grown fucking woman now, and this guy's playing games, and you could just,
Yeah, she was 57 at the time of the crime.
You could just be like, I'm not doing this anymore.
He was 69. That's significantly older.
Yeah, that's really old to be playing these kind of fucking games, dude.
They didn't have any kids together. He did have a kid, or I'm not sure how many kids from a previous relationship, but none with her. She didn't have any
57,
children.
Dude. I'm tired. I'm 35 and I'm fucking tired. Like, no fucking thanks. If you even mildly upset me in a way that I should just easily forgive you, I'm probably going to write you out of my life forever because I'm tired. I can't imagine being 57 and putting up with games.
Yeah, seriously. Well, this was a different time back then. Son of a bitch.
Are you okay?
Holy shit. I got a cramp in my calf.
Oh, Charlie horse.
I forgot to take my potassium last night. You need to run up and get me some. I'm going to be in trouble. My heart's going to start cramping next. It's a muscle. Okay. You get muscle cramps when you pee out your potassium.
Okay.
Which is why I have to take potassium.
I know.
It is on my nightstand in a big green bottle. It says potassium on it. And there's magnesium. Bring it down too. Okay, folks. Sorry for that. My body malfunctioned for a minute. Are we on?
Yep.
Okay. So
her body was malfunctioning. Technical, biological, mitochondrial delay.
I was thinking, even though they weren't married, he's acting and treating her like a wife that he doesn't want to get rid of because there's going to be financial hell to pay.
Right. No, and it's not even it's not even about that.
He
it's
owns
just
the
about
house.
The fucking control. It's just about
she's allowed to live there when he feels like it.
Well, there would have been common law. Potentially. She might have had some rights to some shit, but I don't know. So she had a great job. So it's not like he was going to owe her a shitload of alimony because she was making a decent amount of money.
I don't know what the law was like in Virginia.
I don't know what the law was like in Virginia. I don't know what the law was like at that time, but I'm just saying they were certainly different than they are now. And there might have been something that she was able to, but it doesn't seem like that's it for him. Just seems like
he's just cruel. And anyways, he was refusing to fully end the relationship, but withdrawing his affection. So acting like they were over, but not saying we're over. And
hoping that she would end it, make her do the heavy lifting.
maybe that's it. Maybe that's
a lot
it.
of people don't want to be the ones that have to say we're broken up, so they just start treating you like shit, hoping to push you away.
Okay, maybe that was it. Well, Jean later described feeling erased, disposable, and she said she felt emotionally annihilated. That's strong words. Annihilated.
That is very strong words.
You
If
know,
only there were other fish in the sea.
it's too bad, you know?
Like, why are you letting this one guy, like, dictate your whole life?
I don't even know. I mean, he just was an asshole.
Like, bitches, come on. Do better. Stop letting dudes treat you like that.
Before Tarnower, Jean Harris was born in 1923. That explains a lot.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
She was raised in a very strict, emotionally restrained household where the family emphasized achievement, discipline, and self-control.
Okay.
Displays of vulnerability were discouraged, and Jean learned early that worth came from performance, not affection.
Okay.
She had very high self-discipline, but low emotional expression, and she had a strong fear of abandonment, as well as a deep need for approval from authority figures.
So she had probably gotten, like, I don't know if it's dopamine or serotonin or both. I'm always bad about that. But, like, let's say she had gotten that little hit of good feelings from winning an award at school and having applause, and her parents tell her, like, good job, and that gave her that little rush. She probably hadn't maybe experienced the dopamine hit that you get from, like, a hand on the small of your back, or a man telling you you're beautiful, or sex, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then once she got it, just like any person who experiences a dopamine hit for whatever reason it might be, whether it's a lover, porn, drugs,
I see where you're going.
whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, wow, I really like that. I want to continue to feel that way. That was wonderful. And it makes you a little bit nuts and impulsive sometimes.
Okay.
So I could see her being attracted to, like, the good feeling that she was getting from this affectionate lover.
I see.
But at what point, when you've been depleted so many times, do you go, like, never fucking mind? And you're not trapped in a marriage. A lot of women don't leave because they are trapped.
Yeah, she wasn't. And she was self sustainable. She had a very nice income.
Yeah, like,
yeah, it just doesn't.
It almost makes me wonder if her account of how he was acting is completely accurate. Like, if he was like, maybe he was just like, bitch, go already. Like, I told you I'm not that interested. Like, we can fuck if you want, but just go. Like, and he wasn't trying to sell it as more than it was. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And she was just obsessive.
I don't know. I mean, he was very public about his affairs.
Which tells me that he has nothing to hide. Like, yeah, I'm not locked down. I'm fucking her tonight and it'll be you tomorrow. Like, I'm not locked down. You know? Like,
okay.
That doesn't tell me that you're...
But they were living together.
Still, like, the time frame's weird because that's still like, that's a lot for back then, but it still seems like weird to me. Like, you know, I'm not that serious. Like, yeah, you can live here and you're what I come home to and we can have meals together, but you know I'm going to fuck around. Like, I'm not hiding it from you. It's not a secret.
That's the truth.
You know what I mean? I'm not condoning his
flaunting it.
I'm not condoning his behavior. I wouldn't want to date someone like that. But if someone was like, this is who I am and I'm going to want to fuck around and I'm going to want to have my fun. But if you want to chill with me at home and we can watch a movie together every once in a while, like, okay.
Yeah, you can't expect him to change.
At least he's honest. You can think that he's a douchebag and you can be like, that's not someone I could date, which is fair. But it wasn't like he was like married her up and told her that he loved her and then was like had side chicks behind her back.
Right, right.
You know? And I don't know where this is going. It sounds to me like she's about to fucking have a fucking like snap and kill him is what I'm guessing that he ends up dead in this story is where I think we're headed. So I'm just trying to say, like, I don't know.
Good guess.
I don't know how we got here because bitch, just leave. You weren't trapped in a marriage. He was not pretending to love you. Like,
Okay.
what?
That's an interesting way to look at it. I looked at her as a victim. I saw her as a total victim. And maybe it's because I was thinking it's not 2025. It's, 1960 when this started with her, and she was born in the 20s. And the role, it was everything for her to just be as disciplined as she was.
But she was born in the 20s, and she did live in a time where women typically were trying to get married and trying to have a family. That was what was like the respectable thing to do. But she didn't. She had to have gone to school, and she had to have been well educated. And then she was a headmistress of an all-girls school. That sounds like pretty fucking independent, which is not normal of that time. So she was kind of a rogue of that time. And she had this family that cared so much about achievements and how you looked and your presentation. And they know that she's living with the dude that will not marry her and make her a proper wife and is fucking around with other girls in town, and everybody knows about it. That also seems weird to me.
Okay.
Like, it seems more like
you're painting a different picture in my mind now.
She had some emotional issues. And yeah, do I feel bad that this man, probably clearly saw how much he was hurting her and didn't just be like, listen, I'm not the guy for you. Like, get the fuck out.
And maybe that's how it was. That's interesting because you want to know who that was actually a representation of?
Who?
And you'll never believe it. But it's one of the reasons that I stopped liking him so much. Gene Wilder and Gilda Radner.
Oh, really?
She invited herself to his house and never left. He wasn't that into her. He loved her.
He didn't want to settle down.
He liked who she was.
Right.
And loved her as a person. But in reality, he said, I never really proposed to her. She just invited herself into my life and decided she wanted to marry me. And, he was there for her. But, and I always just thought it was the sweetest, most... you could definitely see what would have attracted each other to each other.
Yeah.
They're both comedians. Sure they're both hilarious. They're both zany. And
but
I read his book that he wrote. And there were a lot of things in there that I was just turned off by that he said.
Well, it sounds to me like he had a responsibility to be more honest about his feelings, but also she had a responsibility to have a little bit of a fucking self-esteem. Both of these women. Gilda Radner and Gene, they had a responsibility to know, to sense, this dude's just not into me, or this is the level he's at, and
never gonna
I
go
want to
anywhere.
be here, and he's, blatantly not trying to climb to get there. He's cool with being here, or he's climbing this way over here on another level.
Yeah.
You have a responsibility to yourself to say, I do love you deeply, and I want more with you, but you feel how you feel. And sometimes that's hard to deal with. And sometimes it's why don't they just see how much I love them? Why don't they understand, or what am I not doing to show them that I would do anything for them, or that I want to be the best partner to them?
Right.
Sometimes it's hard to understand that until someone likes you that way and is swearing that that's how they feel about you.
Okay.
And you can see this person really does love me. They would bend over backward for me. And I wish I felt it back. Gee, it seems like it would be great if I did, but I just don't. You can't feel what you don't feel.
Right.
And sometimes that, the dating scenario is what gives you perspective of oh,
and
okay.
She didn't have any dating.
So it's hard to understand that, it just feels like you're being rejected for no reason, or what could I do better? Or it's just so painful to feel unloved, until you realize that it does not have to be a personal slight against you or mean anything's wrong with you. You just can't feel an attraction to someone if you don't.
Right.
You can't take it so hard. But the first time you've ever been rejected, it hits you so hard. It just feels like at your core, you're rejected. And that's hard to deal with. What did she say?
Annihilated?
Annihilated. Yeah. I can understand that until you've had to be the one that emotionally annihilates someone else and be I get that you're into me, but I am just not that into you. I'm sorry. And you see that look of devastation on their face, and you're oh, now I'm the asshole, but I'm not trying to be an asshole, and I don't want to hurt you, and you're a great person. I
think he was trying to be an asshole. I don't think he gave
I don't think he gave a fuck at all, but there is a lesson to be learned there. that's not the person for you. If you want a
Right.
person that is monogamous and wants to slow down and wants to stay in, that's clearly not who he is. So you're not with the right person then.
Yes.
Stop trying to make them a person that they're not.
Very good point.
It doesn't matter if what they're doing is right or wrong. Like, they are who they are. Like, your judgment upon them means little.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't see her completely as a victim. Do I think that he hurt her and that shit went on that probably wasn't okay? Yeah. But do I see her as like in all being like justified or like a victim of something? No. Not like
Okay.
domestic violence, not like a Lorena Bobbitt where like,
Okay.
you know, I feared for my life or I felt completely trapped and completely isolated and scared. No.
Okay.
This is not battered woman syndrome. You know, not even like, I think battered woman syndrome oftentimes gets conflated with like battered, like beaten. And I think it can be just emotional abuse. I don't think it has to be physical for it to be battered woman syndrome. I don't think this qualifies in any realm.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe you're going to fucking tell me something that blows my mind. But
not really. So about her education and her identity, she attended Smith College, which was an elite women's college. There, she excelled academically, but was socially reserved. Her identity became fused with her professional excellence, her moral uprightness, and being needed rather than desired. Friends later said that Jean struggled with intimacy, but thrived in structured environments.
Yeah, she didn't know how to relate to like people emotionally. She's more of a technical
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Jean rose steadily through elite academic institutions. She became the headmistress of the Madeira School in Virginia. It was very prestigious, demanding, and a highly visible role. She was known there as being authoritative, principled, and almost austere. How do you say that? Austere?
Austere. Yeah. And she went to an all-girls school and then worked at an all-girls school later, right?
Yes.
Okay. So not that she never had interaction with men or a chance to be with men, but maybe less than like a typical college situation or,
right.
You know, so yeah.
Students respected her, but found her emotionally distant, which again just resembles that principle.
Yes.
She was powerful at work, but emotionally submissive in her romantic relationships.
That makes sense.
Her romantic history or lack thereof was very limited before she began dating Tarnower. There were long periods of emotional isolation, actually. Jean craved validation, but did not know how to negotiate equal intimacy. And when love finally arrived, she latched on with total loyalty.
Yeah. And it really probably wasn't love. It was probably just lust, which felt like love to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably loved him because she loved the way she felt with him. And that's what people do often is love the way that they feel, but not necessarily the person.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
And that's
she obviously
hard to grapple
didn't love the things about him that he was being openly about himself.
No, she wanted to be married and that was not something on his agenda. So obviously
she was constantly being hurt by him.
Yeah. And someone who's constantly hurting you isn't
humiliated.
You. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about him. Before her, Dr. Herman Tarnower was born in 1910. God, 1910.
Yeah.
Sounds like forever ago. Oh my gosh.
Cardiologist. Getting all this pussy.
He was raised in a Jewish household in New York. Herman was exceptionally driven, very charismatic and confident. He thrived on admiration, authority, and being desired.
As most people, especially most men, do. Yeah.
He shows very strong narcissistic traits. It's not a diagnosis, but because of his consistent behaviors. He shows a strong need for control and a low tolerance for emotional dependency from others. His medical career, he became a highly respected cardiologist where he built a lucrative practice in Scarsdale, New York. He treated celebrities, wealthy clients, and social elites. Dr. Tarnower enjoyed prestige, influence, and power. That's what he was all about. Power steering.
Yeah, he does.
Power tie.
What's that from?
Hitch.
Oh, okay. You've seen Hitch so many times. No, I was thinking he does sound like a narcissist who's out for what he wants and just very, what is that? What's the word? I'm like carnal.
Yeah, that's
needs,
a good word. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, no, that's not somebody that I want to be with. But as long as if he was like lying to all these women and promising them all the world just to get into bed with them, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? But it sounds like everybody in the town, apparently it was well known that he was just like
a player.
Yeah. And so how can you be mad at him when he's being honest? Like,
he's just being himself. He's not hiding anything.
Yeah, he's not like.
That's true. If you decide to be in a relationship with him, it's on you.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on me.
If everybody in town says like, oh,
who knows if you'd be fooled.
There's Hermie, and he's going to be with her tonight. He was just with her last night. And it's like well known, right? Fool me. It's saying in Texas, I'm sure it's in Tennessee.
I wasn't sure if you knew what I was trying to do.
Shame on you. You fool me, you can't get fooled again.
Who is that? President
Bush.
The second. George
Bush Jr. George. Yes, George Bush. Okay. He says, fool me, you can't get fooled again. There's a saying down in Texas. I was probably in Texas. It was in Tennessee. Fool me once. Shame on you. Like as soon as he starts saying it, he can't fucking remember what he's talking about. That guy could not public speak. Talk about a simple, like a sweet simpleton.
Kathleen Madigan makes fun of him. She says he reminds me of the guy with the red hair and the beard. It's Yosemite Sam.
Yes.
Poo, 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 poo.
Yeah. I long for the days when I hated a Republican in the way that I hated George Bush. I long for a shitty president who was just a
funny,
stupid Southern simpleton who meant well enough, you know?
Oh, those were the days, right? Weren't they?
Bring back Bush, and I never thought I'd say that.
Oh, good God. All right.
Anyways.
All right. So
I'm just saying, I have known people that were a concealed narcissist player.
Yes.
Who were pretending not to be and who were trying to seem great. And if you tried to call them out, they would lash out because they wanted to be great. I've known that. I've known those people. And it does hurt when you realize that it was all a facade.
Mm-hmm.
I have known people that were like, this is never going to go anywhere. So we can fucking have some fun. And you understand this isn't going anywhere, right? Or we shouldn't do this. And it was on me to say like, okay, or no, I'm not interested, or whatever my choice was then. But I had like a complete choice of knowing like, this is only going to go this far and then it's never going to be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get involved or not. You can't be mad at that person. You know?
I see what you're saying.
And you're like,
if
okay.
They're honest with you.
And then what do we do? What do we women do?
We
go, sure, wait until you hang out with me a little bit more.
I learned not to do that a long time ago.
Wait until we get a little bit closer and you're going to love me and you're going to change your mind. And they don't. And then we get mad and we get sad and we get hurt. And whose fucking fault is that? Ours.
It is ours. I got to tell you a little funny aside.
Go ahead.
When I had my DUI, I had to go to the Y for 3 days. It was the equivalent of jail.
Over the weekend? Yes.
Yeah.
I remember. I was little.
Okay, yes.
But we had to come pick you up at Quest.
Right.
I remember. Yes.
So while I was there for the 3 days, there was this guy. And he was just a short little guy, real thinning hair, but very charismatic. You just wanted to talk to him. He was so funny. And I asked him if he had a, relationship or something of that sort. And he was like, well, I did, but we dated for about, 2 months. And then it was time to change me. Just the way he said it. It was time to change me. And it just struck me that that's what women do. They think they can change this guy. They date him as is and they don't like it.
Because they like the feeling of being with them. But they don't actually like them.
Mm-hmm.
They like the feeling, and they like the idea of what that feeling could be like with this other person if they would just change a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And now, some things are simple enough. In some relationships, there can be a little change and a little growth. Sure, growth is good, change is good. But you can't try... Your intention should never be like, I already don't like this thing about you, and it's going to drive me fucking crazy forever unless you change it. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Now, depending on the level of what it is. If it's something at their core, you're a fucking idiot if you think you're going to change it. If it's something like, for me, my biggest pet peeve is if you get out of the shower and you like drip water all over the floor and you don't clean it, and I walk in and get my socks wet, I'm mad. I might ask you to change how you get out of the shower. Can you please dry off a little better before you get out? Is that changing a person? I guess I'm asking them to change something that they maybe have done for however 35 years of their life at this point of how they get out of the shower. That's not what I mean. People will literally date someone who like has like a core belief that's completely different than theirs.
Right.
They said they never wanted kids, but I thought they would change their mind. Why?
Right.
Why would you think that? Like, and maybe they would. Maybe they do change their mind. But not with me. You're going to go figure that out somewhere else, because I can tell you, like, no, ultimately, if we're trying to have a serious relationship, I know I want kids. And I definitely don't want someone who ever him-hauled about that. Like, I want a family, you know? I hear it all the time. Like, people, like, start dating right away and, like, immediately, you're like, oh, well, I do this and this. And I'm like, okay, that would irritate me too. So why are you with them?
Yeah. Red flags are stop signs, not continue and hope that it changes to a green sign.
And I'm not even talking about like if you're being lied to and you didn't know it was a red flag, let alone when you find out you're lied to and you still stay.
I'm talking about a personal red flag for you. Like, you know you don't like this.
Yeah.
Why are you staying with them and thinking you can change it?
Yeah.
I'm starting to see what you're equating this to.
Like,
I'm getting it.
Are you getting what I'm getting at now? Mm-hmm. Does it click why I thought kind differently?
Of clicking, yes.
Yeah. Because I've been in situations like this.
Young girl of the 21st century thinking. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Whereas I have a girl who was born in the 70s, but still thinks like a girl who was born in the 20s. Based on parental and grandparental influences.
Yes. But that's what I'm saying. Even if you keep a really old-fashioned look at this and you don't like my look is different. Cuz I live in a time where like flings and open relationships or never getting married are like more commonplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go old school, isn't it weird that this old school woman with these very traditional values who prided doing things correctly and like mechanically almost to get an achieved outcome. No, isn't it weird that she chose a guy that absolutely after a few years didn't propose to her and never would and was like openly fucking other people?
I don't know why I thought differently. Every time I talk to you, you change the way that I think. It's always a good thing. It's always like, yeah, you're right. Why do I think that this woman is a victim? Why is she trying to change him and hoping someday he'll marry her? Because I grew up with
and Disney. Now he's 69.
I grew up with Disney books where someday my prince will come. And what the hell is her name? Cinderella takes care of the evil stepmother and the evil stepsisters, and she does it with a smile on her face.
Yeah.
Because life is good even if you're being treated shittily.
And then karma comes round and the prince finds her and doesn't choose the stepsisters, but he chooses her.
And that's what she's thinking in her head. In reality, he's just this guy who doesn't want to be her Prince Charming.
No, this guy was just in fucking your sister last night.
Yeah.
And now he's like, you want to fuck too?
But she's thinking, you made me feel good. You're my Prince Charming. And now I need to change you into be what I thought you were, even though you never were what I thought you were.
Right. I want you to be what I thought you were. Yeah. I want you to be what I want you to be.
Not what you are.
Not what you are.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
People still do it all the time. It happens all the time.
It's weird. I mean, when I was doing this case, the whole time I was just like, she was such a good woman, and he just treated her like shit.
This guy had it coming, and I
was just thinking, she was such a good woman, And she truly loved him. After everything that he put her through, she stayed by his side. She put up with it. She came back.
Yeah, and I'm thinking you're a fucking idiot. And I'm not.
No, I get it.
I don't want to victim blame, but
no, she's not the victim. He's the victim.
But she wasn't the victim. Like you're setting it up almost as if
she's a victim of him.
She finally got the balls to leave and he killed her. Like he was not. It does not sound like he was trying to fucking control her.
No, I mean, he was playing with her a little bit.
He did. And who doesn't like to get attention? And that's also a shitty thing that we humans do. Like it makes us feel good to see like, God, like how much worse can I treat this woman and she'll still keep coming around? Now it's like a science experiment, you know? Like
yeah, I must
fucking deliver dick. Like, you know, I'm sure like, and I'm not, like I said, I am neither here nor there for this guy. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't see her as a victim. She had free will to come and go. She had her own job. She had all of the things that other women in a scenario like this that lash out were lacking.
Yeah, I get it.
That caused them to feel like their only...
They're just trapped.
Resource was to physically harm someone in order to save themselves.
Right.
This bitch could have just gone simply and dated anybody else because she was like, she had a great job.
Correct.
She had all these things that somebody else should have been like so like amazed by and like wanting to cherish her and like treat her well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that guy fucking existed, you know? And
yeah,
she was just too busy going tunnel vision on douchebag over here.
Yeah, Dr. McDouchebag.
Dr. McDouchebag.
Well, all right. So he co-authored the Complete Scarsdale Medical Diet. What I didn't tell you was that book became a massive bestseller, and he gained national recognition, media appearances, which meant increased access to younger admirers. So, you know, he's living it up. He's like
just
a rock
guy
star.
Who's looking for his best option at the time.
He's a medical rock star.
Yeah.
And this reinforced his belief that he was exceptional and also increased his entitlement in personal relationships. So the Scarsdale Diet, do you want to hear what it was?
Yes.
Okay. It was published in 1978. It was named after Scarsdale, New York, where he lived. And in other words, it's the diet he was giving his elite and
cocaine
celebrity. And it was the affluent suburb where he practiced his medicine.
He's not dumb. Pander to the rich, the ones that have the money to buy into something. That's smart.
It was marketed as fast weight loss, medical, actual medical way to lose weight, doctor approved, and designed to produce dramatic weight loss in just 14 days.
Which you can get away with saying when you're in the medical field and you're a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I just approved it. So it's doctor approved.
Yes.
And I've studied medicine. So this is medical now.
So It was approximately 1,000 calories per day. The rough breakdown was like 43% protein, 34% carbs, and 23% fat. It had very strict food limits. There were allowed foods, which is what you think they would be, and then forbidden foods, which is what you think they would be. Sugar, alcohol, snacks, fats, and substitutions. Okay, so the diet stressed absolute compliance. No swaps, no cheating.
Any diet would work. You could literally just do like an all fucking carb diet. And if I told you can only eat 1,000 calories a day and you better not eat anything on this list and you better be fucking obsessed with following these rules, you would lose weight.
That is true. So it became a phenomenon because in the late 70s, there was a rising diet culture in America and a very real obsession with thinness. A very minimal public understanding, though, of the nutritional sciences. Yeah. So we didn't have that pyramid back then or understanding.
Which they say now is a fucking joke anyways. I grew up thinking that the pyramid was the end all be all and that the bulk of my diet was supposed to be bread.
Yeah. Right.
So nobody ever fucking knows. Just eat what you eat.
So a cardiologist, a prominent cardiologist promising 10 to 20 pounds lost in 2 weeks was irresistible.
Yeah, seriously. Yes.
The doctor knows best effect. Tarnauer's authority as a heart doctor gave the diet legitimacy, and the word medical reassured the readers. And then he had this persona of this confident, decisive, and commanding guy.
I'm sure. And he was like, look at me. Look how good I'm doing. Look at my stamina.
People didn't just follow the diet. They submitted to it. And that's a key word, submitted. So they were submitting to him, basically. It was all about him and his ability to control. It's kind of like having a guru, or
it's kind of like a food cult at this point.
It's like a cult.
Diet cult. Yeah,
yes.
You're being told that like you helped my life and you've done this thing and you're a genius, and
it's like that Nexium guy.
Yeah, you're feeling, and people are throwing themselves at you, obviously, and yeah.
So let's talk about him, though, personally. Besides being charming and charismatic, I personally don't find him attractive in any way. And he looked like a scary Dracula to me. He had deep set eyes with one of those brows that, was prominent, and a pointy nose, long face.
Something about those charismatic, narcissistic people, though. How many times have we seen guys that are like,
that's
really?
True. That's true.
You were getting women, but like something about it. It's not the immediate physical attraction. It's the emotional connection and that manipulative or charismatic connection.
Uh-huh.
There's something very deep about that. Like,
he wasn't what I would call traditionally handsome, though could be considered handsome.
Well, now I have to Google him because I know you're going to put the... When you do this, everybody on the screen's going to know, but I want to know.
Yeah, so Google him.
Oh, I'm already on Google. Look at that.
Herman Tarnauer, Dr. Herman Tarnauer.
Got it.
Scarsdale diet. Got it. So
Dracula was accurate. This looks like
what I'm saying?
Nosferatu is the first fucking picture that came up.
I mean, even his younger pictures.
No, I get it. That's so funny. Just that little tiny clip of a picture was very much, yes. No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Looking like Sam the Eagle from the Muppets.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the big bushy, the dark eyebrows, but the bald head. Yeah.
But there's something about a level of, this happens with musicians too. Dudes that would never get a fucking chick otherwise, but now they're in a band, and now they're on stage and they have this sex appeal, and women are throwing themselves at it. And I'm like, this is a guy that if they hit on you at a Denny's, you would fucking laugh at them. You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy that you would only see at a Denny's.
You're right.
You know what I mean? There is something
charisma.
There is something that happens when you are something that's titled. When you have a title, like a doctor, and people think you're smarter, or maybe they think you have more money, or that there's prestige or notoriety.
Oh yeah,
these things.
And he had all those things.
These are like all the glasses that people put on, and they're like, "Oh, actually, you're pretty sexy." Like,
okay,
I don't know. It does. It's worked on me though, because there's definitely musicians that I like fall head over heels for that. If they weren't that musician writing those lyrics, I don't know that I would have been attracted to them.
I get it.
It wasn't their looks right away that, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I don't know. He must have had good dick. I don't know.
So the diet did have medical concerns.
Ew, he was 69 when this happened?
Yeah.
You're telling me this guy was still pulling that many women with the fucking liver spotted ass hands?
I know. Look at me. He looks like Dracula. Look at me. He looks like an old corpsey.
He had a lot of money.
Dracula. It's scary.
People was trying to get that money. He does look like Nosferatu in this picture, though. It's so great. Oh, Mom, Dracula was spot on.
The psychological critiques of this diet was that it encouraged rigid thinking, guilt around food, and all or nothing behavior, especially harsh on women who are already conditioned toward perfectionism.
Yeah, and being told that they're fat all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Today it would be classified as crash dieting, unsustainable, and potentially harmful without supervision.
Which people still do and subscribe to all the time. So
that is true.
And if you want to lose a shitload of weight, a crash diet will do it. Like I said, if you just restrict your calories and only eat certain things and cut out fats and sugars, guess what's going to happen? You are going to lose weight rapidly.
Right.
Like,
as a doctor, you would think that he would know.
what you don't tell people is that once you lose your weight, if you start reintroducing the sugars and things like that, you're going to gain all that fucking weight back really quick.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't continue to live this way. And if you're depriving yourself of other things, what if you have some sort of a medical issue and like you need that's why. It's just another stupid thing people do. This episode is all about stupid things people do and believe. Relationships, diets. People are the worst.
People are the worst. So let's talk about his net worth. It was 1.5 million to 3 million, which adjusts to 5 to 10 million today for inflation.
Yeah, so young bitches was like, hey, what up?
Pretty much.
I hope you die soon.
Pretty much. It came from his medical practice, his book royalties. He owned a large upscale home in Scarsdale, and he had investments of stocks. So
maybe he took him out for a nice steak dinner. I don't know. I would do dirty things for a steak and just.
Maybe they watched something like The Matrix.
Something like The Matrix. I don't know. Your mother, Dorothy Mantooth, take her out for a nice seafood dinner and then never call her back. Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. That's all I can think about.
Well,
Anchorman.
The financial reality was that Tarnower was comfortably wealthy, not a billionaire, but lived a luxury professional lifestyle. He did use money as a means of control and a marker of status. And he in no way financially supported Jean Harris in any way. Despite their long relationship, she was not included in his estate planning. So she was never part of a will.
I just see what you're describing as he did respect her. He saw something in her because she didn't need him for money. And she was self-sustaining. She wasn't just some young girl who would sleep with him at a chance to get the cash or get a fancy dinner or get to go out on the town, you know?
Yeah.
I think that he maybe did respect her. I think maybe he did see a friendship. Like he did genuinely like spending time with her and want to be her friend, valued her opinion. I'm sure she was great to talk to. I'm sure
she helped him
intellectually equal with her. And he did like that, but he just didn't want to settle down in. And we come back to a place where that would hurt. It would be like, but we have a good time when we're together. Why are you fucking denying that we have a good time? Like, just stop putting your dick in other women, dude. And he just doesn't want to. And after, I'm going to be generous and say 5 years, but literally 1,
Yeah.
After 5 years together, you have
Isn't it
been
time to move
shown.
on? Yeah.
You have been shown.
I am seeing that now.
I think
seeing this through your eyes.
I think 2 years, honestly. I think the first year is usually always so fun. And then the second year is, you're like, okay, what are we really? What are we, what is for sure a habit? What is for sure a core feeling,
Yes.
Yeah, I'd give it 2 years and then be like, okay, well, we tried and this breaks my heart, but it is what it is.
No,
she couldn't handle that he only wanted friendship.
Yeah. And she wasn't good at relationships. So there was no other option for her. She didn't consider that because she didn't know how to go about it. She opened up to him and that was going to be, she latched onto him.
You're so smart and you can like handle the job and run an entire school, but you can't figure out an interpersonal relationship. Like what? What are you fucking like the most severe form of autistic or something? I don't understand. Like
she latched onto him and that was it for her.
Yeah, she just seems kind of fucking obsessed and crazy to me.
You may not be wrong. So, let's talk about her net worth. She made under 100,000, which would be around 300 to 350 today.
Yeah.
As the headmistress, which is a
great job.
She was far below his income,
but far above the
but
average.
comfortable.
Yeah.
And she had no major investments or luxury property or inheritance. She lived largely off of the income that she earned.
Right.
She was not financially dependent on Tarnower, but she did become emotionally invested, time-wise and professionally. She was helping him with his manuscripts, his correspondence, and giving him administrative support while receiving no ownership, no royalties, or no financial security. So she didn't ask for any.
No, because she was just hoping that he would be like, wow, what a good woman.
I think you're right.
You know, and again, maybe you hope that for 2 years and see how
She
it
was
plays
playing
out.
martyr. She was playing
and
martyr.
then after, like, he still doesn't give any more of a shit. And he's like, thanks, buddy. Want to fuck? And that's the most you're getting out of him.
Yeah.
And maybe every once in a while he does do like a kind gesture that makes you think, but like friends do kind gestures though too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think that he was completely void of caring about her. He probably did appreciate her help. You know, maybe it was like 50% using her and 50% like respecting that she's educated and he can trust her judgment. But at what point?
Open your eyes.
At what point are you like, okay, well, at what point do you go to him and say like, I think you should put me on a payroll if I'm going to be doing all this fucking work? You know, like press him. Like at what point do you go and like press to see where his boundaries are? And then.
So without all of the stuff that you're saying, she gave labor and loyalty without financial protection. Forget everything you just said. This imbalance reinforced Jean's emotional vulnerability, allowed Tarnower to exit without consequences, and left Jean with nothing tangible after 14 years together of devotion. And when I read that, I'm like, this poor woman, what a victim.
And I'm thinking you are not a victim.
I know.
Even in today.
After everything you said, I see it through your eyes.
Even in like 2020. Like
but when I first am, doing the research, I'm like,
oh, this poor woman was left.
Poor woman.
No, I'm just thinking you're a fucking idiot. Especially back then. Back then, a 14-year relationship with no ring on it in highbrow society, and she ran a fucking school and he was a fucking doctor and we weren't doing the proper thing and like finalizing it, whether through God's eyes in marriage or a marriage is a contract, either way. 14 years?
I know, that's longer than most marriages.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck were you waiting around for, you dumb bitch? Like, I am not seeing.
No, I get it.
Like,
yeah.
Like I said, 5 years is generous. I feel like if giving her 5 years to see how it shakes out was generous. And then you fucking walk.
Well, according to friends, they describe him as very charming, but emotionally cold. So he really was just didn't care how devoted she was. He was going to be him. And if she didn't like it, he wasn't trying to hide it like you're saying.
She's waiting around to see if the Christmas Carol Scrooge thing is going to happen. And he's going to wake up one morning and like, It's a Wonderful Life and realize how fucking blessed he was and become a whole new person.
Right.
And that is such a fucking sham of an idea.
It is.
That happens so rarely in society.
Girls. If you're thinking that, take it from me. It is a dumb way to think. It's dumb.
Stop thinking that they're going to wake up and realize.
Can help you better your life by thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Instead of delusionally, which this thinking was delusional. And I don't know why I didn't see it before. Well, I know why. It's like I said, I'm looking through those vision goggles of Disney books and bullshit that my grandparents taught me about relationships, and you stayed married no matter what. And
yeah, except for they weren't married.
They weren't married. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why they fit and failed. Jean needed stability, reassurance, emotional permanence, and to feel chosen. Tarnower needed admiration, control, novelty, and emotional distance. Jean confused endurance with love. Tarnower confused possession with affection. Her devotion fed his ego, and his rejection deepened her dependency.
Yeah, yes. She thought, I'll show you that I'm a real one, that I'm a ride or die. And I can match you intellectually. And he did probably enjoy, like I said, he probably did enjoy talking to her and found her to be intellectual, and even said, I'm so glad that I have someone smart to read over my manuscript and these kind of things, and made her feel like that's going to make him choose me. And he was just saying like, hey, thanks, man. Hey, thanks, dude, for reading this. It's nice to have a smart brain around here. I'm tired of being the only smart one, and it wasn't more than that.
Well, before the gunshots, the real damage had already occurred. Jean slowly lost self-esteem, autonomy, and emotional balance because she couldn't see it for what it was. She was living a life of delusion, and she wouldn't accept it for what it was, and her culpability in having thought he was going to be somebody that he wasn't.
She had just spent 14 years of her fucking life and her prime. Now she's 57, too. Like, we're past, I don't know if she ever wanted kids, I don't know. But we're past kids, we're past young people activities, we're past,
your youthful
past,
body.
You're past so much of your prime. Not that 57-year-olds are can't have fun. That's not what I'm saying. But like, if I'm putting myself in her place, she's probably feeling like I'm completely past my fucking prime. She gave her best years to him.
Yes. She gave her best years to him.
And for what? And because all you have to do is look back in the mirror and you're just, yourself is the only one there you have to blame. And no one wants to do that. Nobody wants to fucking take accountability. It's much easier to blame him and call him the asshole, than call yourself an idiot. Especially when you're such a highly educated person. That would be an even harder pill to swallow.
It absolutely. Yeah. Let's talk about the night of the killing. It was March 10th of 1980. Harris drove 4 hours from Virginia to Tarnower's home in Scarsdale. She brought with her a .32 caliber revolver that was registered to her.
4 hours to be pissed, just getting more and more pissed as you go.
And she had sleeping pills in her purse. Her intention was to confront him and then kill herself. Inside the house, an argument erupted almost immediately. According to Jean, Tarnower mocked her and rejected her again and treated her with indifference and contempt. So she fired 4 shots, and 2 bullets struck Tarnower, once in the chest and once in the back. And he collapsed right there and bled to death. She says she didn't remember firing the shots clearly. She was in a dissociative state. At the aftermath, she fled the scene in shock, she says. And she later attempted suicide by overdose. She was found unconscious in a motel room. Upon awakening, she confessed immediately, and she was arrested.
Got it.
The trial was held in 1981. The prosecution argued Harris acted with premeditation. She drove 4 hours with a loaded gun.
Yeah.
She confronted him deliberately, and she fired multiple shots.
Yeah, but, well, I don't know. I was going to say 4 shots were fired. Most guns have 6 or more rounds. You still had 2. If your intention had ever been to go and kill yourself because he'd hurt you so badly, you shoot him, you still shoot your fucking self.
Yeah, murder-suicide.
You don't leave and then take pills, but not even enough pills to kill yourself. Fuck you. Fuck you. It wasn't premeditated. Fuck you. That wasn't your intention. I'm not buying it for a minute. Not for a minute.
I get it. Now. I didn't get it before. Honestly, I did. I saw this thing 180 degrees the other way.
But not 360, because that would be the same. I love you,
Never going to
Mama.
let me live that down.
No, I'm not.
That's all right.
It was funny the way that you said it that time.
It was.
Because it was like really clicking in that moment. You were like...
I was really thinking about it.
You had to, you were like envisioning a circle. And you were like...
That would be 360. I'm right in the same place I started. I didn't do a 360. I did a 180.
I'm a different way.
Well, the prosecution portrayed her as a scorned lover who was jealous and vengeful, and most importantly, fully aware of her actions, not dissociated.
I gotta tell you, I love a story where we can say men are dogs and men get what the fuck they have coming to them. And
I know you do.
I will call a spade, though. And that poor guy didn't deserve this.
I see it that way too now.
I won't just call every dude out. You have to do something to get, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm
you're
just
fair.
glad,
You're fair.
I am just so glad you picked a story finally where I could condemn a woman, because I feel like all I ever do is man hate, and everybody probably thinks I'm a man hater, and I'm not. I hate all people. You guys don't understand. I fucking hate everyone. It's not just men, okay? Finally, an episode that'll highlight that I am just as willing to call a bitch a dumb bitch. Finally. We gained back some male viewers.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So the defense's argument was that Jean was emotionally battered. She had suffered years of psychological manipulation that had caused severe depression and dissociation and impaired judgment. Expert witnesses actually testified that Harris was in a temporary psychotic state.
I would agree. You can put yourself in a psychotic state. I can get myself where I bet you in the next 30 minutes that I could start talking about a past job I had, my marriage, or a relationship. I bet you it would take me about 30 minutes time, if that, to talk about those things in a way that gets me so upset that my blood pressure will actually spike and I will actually start to black out, and I could get mad enough to start crying and like harm someone. I just did it last week. I was trying to tell Grandma a story about my job that I quit, and I got so fucking upset that I said, Grandma, I think I'm going to pass out. And she checked my blood pressure, and I had just had it checked an hour and a half before, and it was 124/67. And I told her I thought I was going to pass out, and she checked it an hour and a half later, and I was so upset. It was 167/99.
Big jump.
You can get yourself fucking crazy.
That's true.
Your perception is your reality. Okay? And if your perception is that you're a victim and this guy was a dog, you're going to
If I'd have been on that jury, it'd have been a hung jury. Luckily, I wasn't, and the verdict was guilty of second-degree murder.
I would have said, explain to me how she was show me the call logs. Show me your proof that he was manipulating her, that he was hurting her. It's not manipulation if he wasn't like, I want to break up, and then he was like calling her every day or sending her roses and like fucking with her mind.
No, she was sending him obsessive letters.
That's what I'm saying. She was the one that was doing. He didn't do any. He was like, bitch, knock it off.
She was the stalker. Her sentence was 15 years to life. And the verdict actually shocked many because Harris did not fit the stereotypical murderess. The case ignited debate over emotional abuse and mental health. Harris was incarcerated at Bedford Hills Correctional Facility. And in prison, she maintained exemplary behavior. She taught classes.
Yeah.
She became a model inmate.
I'm sure.
So in 1992... New York Governor Mario Cuomo commuted her sentence. So she was released after serving 12 years.
How nice of him. I wonder if she became obsessed with him too and saw that as a love gesture.
Yeah, I know. She had 15 to life. She only served 12. And I have written here on my thing, awesome, underlined.
She does. I can see it. She thought that was so great. Have I not changed your mind and think like this fucking psycho chick that took this guy's life?
She fooled,
skated by
a governor.
She killed someone and she got 12 years. She straight up fucking cold-blooded murdered someone that didn't deserve to die, that never fucking did anything to her. Hurt her feelings.
Unreal. And if I'd have been on a jury, it had been a hung jury, she never would have gotten convicted.
Do you know how many people's feelings I've hurt, Mom? I'm about to hurt. In about an hour, I have plans to hurt someone else's feelings.
Oh, no.
If every time I hurt someone's feelings, they had justification to come and kill me, I'd have been dead a long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
You know?
I get what you're saying. I totally get it now. So let's talk about her life after prison. She wrote a memoir titled Stranger in Two Worlds. She lived quietly, she avoided publicity, and she died in 2012. She was 89. After Tarnauer's death, his estate went to family members and named beneficiaries. She received nothing. So she didn't do it for the money.
Well, of course not.
She lost her job, lost her professional standing, and incurred legal expenses, which I felt bad about before. And now I'm like,
pales in comparison to him who lost his life.
Right. She did live modestly with no significant financial recovery. She earned limited income from her memoir. The memoir, what it's about, was written while she was incarcerated and published before her sentence was commuted. The title reflects her central theme, which is life before prison versus life inside prison. And it has to do with public respectability versus private collapse. So she learned a lesson, a little bit. In her prison life, so the book is about two things. The first thing is prison life, which she calls the other world. This is where the memoir is strongest and most original. She documents daily life at Bedford Hills Correctional Facility, and she focuses on routines, power hierarchies, survival strategies among women inmates. And she writes about women who are convicted of violent crimes and women who are incarcerated for poverty-driven offenses.
Okay. All of that is like, okay, that's just a firsthand account of what jail is like if you're a woman who's had no experience.
Yeah.
This would be like me going to jail and being like, I have to be someone's bitch now for protection.
It's interesting.
And I had to learn how to make food out of, I've always heard stories about people making weird foods because of, like prison life. Okay. That doesn't tell me anything about her, like, taking accountability. So I'm waiting. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, she shows deep empathy for the fellow prisoners. She frames prison as a brutal but clarifying environment, stripped of illusions. And then the second thing that it's about is identity collapse. She spends much of the book examining the destruction of her former identity as headmistress, authority figure, moral exemplar, and the humiliation of becoming inmate number 84863, dependent, watched, regulated, and erased.
She's a fucking narcissist. She wrote the most narcissistic book I've ever heard of. She has empathy for the other inmates because she sees herself as a victim like them. We had to do what we had to do, and now we have this life where this is our life, and listen to this life that we have to live. And then she tells you about how terrible life in prison is and what a fucking... you would never understand. It's not like the outside world. And then she tells you about how great she used to be and how that was stripped of her and how humiliating it is to be an inmate. Again, me, my, I. That doesn't tell me that you learned anything. It tells me that you still see yourself as a victim. You still see your life in shambles. You didn't write a story about how, like, I wish I never would have done this. I wish if I had a time machine, I would go back and the two different worlds would be this world now versus the world I would have created for myself where I told my younger self, love yourself, go find better, do not waste your time on this man. Like, I'm just hearing more things that tell me that she's a fucking nut.
Yeah.
Too high strung.
Okay. She repeatedly returns to the idea that respectability is a costume that can be removed overnight, which is just a fact. She critiques how society rewards obedience, punishes emotional dependency, and fails to recognize psychological abuse. She does not frame herself as a feminist hero. Instead, she presents herself as a cautionary figure, a woman shaped by rules she followed too well. Again, she's not claiming, just like you said.
She's not taking any accountability. She still thinks that she was wrong because I did what society told me I should do and it made me fucking crazy and I snapped finally. And now I'm the bad guy even though I did exactly what I was supposed to. Bitch, nobody told you to be right along on this guy's coattails for 14 years. Society did not tell you that. Now, Had they been married and he had been stepping out on her, but then coming home and saying, like, what would you do without me? And controlling her finances or hitting her or these kind of things. Yes. And then you stayed because of societal pressures and because of a commitment that you made. And because one day he would hit you and the next day he would tell you he was so sorry and he was never going to do it again. And he would do something sweet and you were confused and gaslit. That's battered woman. That's society fucking with you. That's still a problem. That still hasn't even been solved. You are none of those.
That's true. I don't know why I didn't see it. I'm so blinded.
None of that applied to you, bitch.
My thinking is definitely off on this. It was
You could have lived on campus at your fucking school.
Yeah.
You could have dated the janitor or anybody you wanted. You were obviously in an elite social circle. You're telling me you didn't know any other men? No, you just had your eyes set on this one guy and you just wanted what the fuck you wanted. And you weren't obedient. Like, do you know what this is reminding me of? That last little bit you read? Have you seen the movie Gone Girl?
Yes.
When she's journaling and she said, I was the perfect wife and I did everything and we fucked when we were supposed to and we had dinner on the table. And she's just feeling so like, and you still cheated on me. Yeah. And she just feels so fucking justified in setting him up and ruining his life because I did everything that I was supposed to.
She's borderline.
You know? And she feels like it should have been enough and it wasn't. And now... You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what you're describing in her. Truly. You should have proposed to me.
I think you're right. She's borderline.
Yeah. She just felt scorned. She couldn't deal with rejection. And nobody likes to be rejected. It's not weird to not like feeling rejected. It's weird to respond that way.
Yeah.
No, I'm so glad you chose this case. Because every other case, I'm like, fuck that guy.
I know.
Put a bullet in him. Like, I
know. She's always afraid she's going to scare off our men followers.
All of our men. Finally, one where I'm like, no, women fuck up too. Women, like, and I have said before, women want to talk about feminism and equal rights, but women still want to, like, cry when their car breaks and call a dude and not install their own light switch and call a dude. And okay, ladies, is a
double standard?
A man's brain different than ours? We can't understand how an engine works. We can't understand electricity. Come the fuck on. Don't make me look dumb. You're making us look bad.
In other words, she fixes her own cars. She installed her chandelier.
Guess what they did?
She fixed her pipes.
They looked it up at one point in their life, probably when they were younger, because society told them that they had to, because a man's supposed to know about plumbing and all of this shit and how to fix stuff. Guess what I can do?
She built her own patio.
Look it up. I can Google it. I have a brain. I know how to read and comprehend. I have muscles in my arms. I have fine motor skills for turning screwdrivers. If you want equal rights, act equal. And yes, I'm still going to love that I'm feminine and that I could grow a baby inside of me. And I'm going to celebrate that I'm a woman and that I can do things that only women can do.
I've admitted before, I don't want equal rights. I want the man to do it. Come and kill the spider and I can fix my light bulbs and I'll cook the dinners. And
then what I say back to that is then don't be upset then when men act the way that they do and they stifle their fucking emotions and they don't know how to communicate and they snap and they fucking hit people and act crazy and crazy shit.
I want my cake and I want to eat it too.
Yeah,
so
because
we can talk about your emotions and I can care about them. And, you know,
we make men be these, like, the fixer. Fucking society is riding on
my man is a rock. Thank God for him. Because of all the crazy times that I've been like this, woo, 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 woo. He is just a steady rock and he keeps his family steady and, you know, paying the bills and food on the table. And thank God.
You guys have your dynamic. And I just think social dynamics are just very weird. I just don't understand people. Like I said earlier, I hate everyone because I think everyone is just fucking goofy and hypocritical and out for themselves. And not out for the greater good. So, Yeah.
Well, before we end this,
Okay.
interestingly, there was a movie made about this. It's called Mrs. Harris. It was made in 1985. A CBS made-for-TV movie.
Okay, when she was still in jail.
So,
Okay.
yes, you can't stream it, but it stars Annette Bening. Do you know who she is?
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, from American Beauty. We talked about her before.
Yes, she plays Jean. And guess who plays...
Oh, perfect for that. I see her totally in that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guess who plays Nosferatu? Ben Kingsley.
Who's that?
Oh, you don't know? Searching for Bobby Fischer. Did you ever see that? The little boy that plays chess?
Yeah, but I don't know
His teacher is Ben Kingsley. I think he played Gandhi.
Oh, I bet I know who it is.
Can you see that with the pointy nose, the
because
bald
he looks
head?
just like him. Hold on, because somebody posted this and I was like, that's not him, that's that actor. And now I think that that's why they posted it. He must have been the guy who played him.
He's got the deep set eyes with the brows that overhang and the pointy nose, pointy face.
Because they posted a picture of him and I was like, oh, that looks just like him.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
This guy.
Yes, that's
Yes.
Ben Kingsley, which I actually think he's more handsome than Dr. Herman.
Okay. No, I see it. He does. He actually does look just like him. That was a great casting.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's not streaming on anything, but you might be able to find it like on eBay or something if you search. I'd really like to look for that because
it's not on YouTube.
I would love for us to watch it together. You know, I didn't check YouTube.
We'll have to check and see if it's
Might
on
be.
YouTube. I don't know.
It might be. It probably is actually.
Yeah, it's interesting. God, he really does look just like her. I wonder if she looks like, or he looks like him. I wonder if she looks like her.
A little bit. I mean, they make her look like her in the movie.
So, oh wait, I think this might be her. Yeah, just an older Annette Bening. I guess she was attractive, though. I can see that she was attractive. Just a fucking clingy little psychopath.
So that's all I have.
Very interesting, Mama.
Yeah. I sure had my eyes opened.
Yeah, you flipped the script on that one.
Yeah, you flipped it on me. I was seeing things 100% different. But yeah, I totally agree with your assessment. I really do. I can see it. And I'm not just a pushover. You know,
no, we argue all the time and
Yeah.
you don't end up wanting to side with me, even
No.
though I feel like I'm absolutely right. You still feel like you're absolutely right, too.
In this case, no. I see your point of view and agree. Yeah.
I did it, guys. What episode are we on? 25?
25.
25 in, and I finally changed your fucking mind on something.
That's hilarious.
I can't get you to call Michael Jackson a child diddler or...
No.
Yeah. So funny.
Well, thank you for sticking around. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. We really appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely, guys. And
Check back for the next one. It is a good one. You might not have heard of this. It was a big case, but you still might not have heard of it. It was a 90s case.
Oh, I was just a baby.
Yeah.
But I know some shit.
I don't think you've heard of it.
Probably not. But
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, guys. Well, until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.